All right, guys, welcome back. This is Random.
Thots.
And-
T-H-O-T-S.
Thots. That is how you spell that. We're going to be talking about sports today. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. Let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, of course.
My favorite team, if anybody doesn't know.
Made some moves this week. They extended Kirk Cousins 2 years, which has gotten mixed reactions.
How do you feel about that, Redskins fan? How do you feel about that?
So I think Kirk Cousins, although he did beat the Saints, does have a tendency to kind of struggle in those big moments. I don't think he's worth what y'all are paying him. But, I mean, quarterbacks are the most overpaid. I don't even want to say overpaid. They're just very expensive, and it's hard to find players that can do what a quarterback can do.
Mm-hmm.
In any sport, quarterbacks are the most important position possibly in sports. But Kirk Cousins, for what you guys are paying him, I mean, he's a $20 million quarterback. I don't think he's any more than that.
Well, the news just came in that wide receiver Stefon Diggs will be traded to the Buffalo Bills for I don't know how many first-round draft picks. Me as a Vikings fan makes me, way more disappointed than I ever have been in my life as a Vikings fan.
Which is saying a lot.
I wish we would have maybe have traded Kirk Cousins. Here's my question. What are we going to do about Dalvin Cook?
Give him the ball.
Every single play?
I mean, you still have Adam Thielen, he's going to give you 100 yards.
And he's going to get injured at the end of the season.
That happened one time. But the man gives you receptions. It's just, I feel like having Stefon Diggs spread out the defense a little bit. It allowed you to run the ball effectively. I don't understand why, if the Vikings are supposedly a piece or two away from being Super Bowl contenders, why are they blowing it up? Why are they trading their big pieces?
That is, it's a big thing. I don't know. And if I could talk to the GM or whoever I need to talk to, I would love to do that. This is disappointing. It's a disappointing day. It's a disappointing week. I want to say that, I don't know if many Vikings fans believe this, but, some might say he was a crybaby. I say we needed that.
I mean, I don't think emotion is bad. Emotion gives people what they want. It makes them feel as if they have something in common with that person.
Exactly.
It makes them human. It makes me want to watch. Like, I personally am a big fan of Terrell Owens. I've always loved T.O., except for when he played for the Cowboys. But after he was done with them, I always liked him, because regardless of whether or not you liked him, thought he was a crybaby, thought he was a loudmouth, whatever it is came out of his mouth, he made it interesting. He was interesting.
Exactly.
It was fun to watch.
Was definitely interesting. The Bills, Josh Allen,
Now that's going to be fun to watch.
I hope you do whatever it is you want to do with Stefon Diggs. I think that the Bills, this is a hot take right now, man. I think that the Bills might go to the Super Bowl, man.
Well, they don't have Tom Brady in their division anymore. The Dolphins suck. The Jets suck. And the Patriots, I wouldn't say they're a question mark. They're going to be a good team because
But
they
the
have
Jets,
Bill Belichick.
let's go Sam Darnold. Woo!
Overrated quarterback, but we're talking about the Bills here. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibilities. In the AFC, you have the Chiefs, and you don't even really have the Texans anymore with D-Hop being gone.
Man, DeAndre Hopkins. Did you guys know he didn't drop a pass for one of the years that he played?
2018 season.
It was the 2018 season?
Did not drop a single pass.
Didn't drop a single pass for the Houston
You can look it
Texans.
up. You can look it up. Now that man was a cheat code.
And you traded him?
For David Johnson?
Who is
And a 4th-round pick?
Who is David Johnson?
Who? David who?
That doesn't even sound like a football name.
That...
I don't like that name. David Johnson? You sound like a preacher.
Sounds like a washed-up running back.
My God.
Is what he sounds like. And look, man, sorry if you're watching this, David Johnson. You're not worth it. You're not worth
You're not
DeAndre
worth
Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I can't honestly say anyone in the
100%.
league is. He's the best receiver in the league.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, with Antonio Brown not playing, DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver. The man did not drop a pass for you. Not only did he not drop a pass, but he makes great catches. It's not like he's getting them thrown to his chest every time. The man's having to one-on-one, go up to catch this stuff.
Exactly.
And he's going up and catching it.
Every time.
He's reliable.
For a whole season.
And I don't understand why, if you're the front office of the Texans, you think it's a good idea to blow it up when you have a quarterback on his rookie contract. The cheapest years of his life, and he's a dual threat.
Give me any receiver on the Texans. That's it. That's my question.
Not DeAndre Hopkins.
There isn't. I don't know one receiver. That's despicable.
It's terrible.
I'm upset. I'm upset at the NFL for letting this happen. I think they should have done a David Stern and not let it happen at all.
NFL should have stepped in. Like, this is the type of trade that if I try to make it in a fantasy football
It won't
league,
happen.
I would get made fun of.
It won't happen.
Whoever I'm trying to trade David Johnson for DeAndre Hopkins, whoever I'm trying to make that trade with, is going to literally think it's a joke.
The game will be like, ha 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 ha, denied.
Yeah. Like, it might go down as the worst trade in the history of the NFL.
Give me a worse trade.
I mean, there was the one time a guy traded his whole draft for a nobody.
What was it, Ricky Williams?
Ricky Williams. But that's...
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
Wow.
I'm not going to say. But this honestly is up there with that.
This is up there. DeAndre
Like,
Hopkins.
who in their right... Because
DeAndre.
the crazy thing is what I heard is that other teams were trying to make trades for DeAndre Hopkins. And Houston was supposedly shopping him around, but had not gotten an offer that they liked. But this is the one?
But David Johnson.
This is the one
Look, they're sitting at the office and they're like, hey, they just offered David Johnson. And everybody's like, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, like who?
No, none of them. None of them did that, I promise you.
And now, you're Kyler Murray. And now you've got
DeAndre Hopkins.
on one side, and on the other side, Larry Fitzgerald.
I don't know.
That man can just throw the ball up.
He can literally throw the ball in the middle of the field, and both of them would try to outcatch each other. That's how dynamic both of those receivers.
Now that's gonna be good.
That is. You know what? I almost took my jersey off and put a Cardinals jersey on.
That's gonna be good.
It was wow. You know. Now we got to talk about something that we never seen ever coming. Tom Brady might be playing for the Buccaneers.
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed?
He's playing.
No.
Now, I wonder what they're gonna do about those ugly jerseys. Tom Brady ain't gonna want to play it.
Tom Brady ain't wearing those ugly jerseys.
Yeah, they're
He
gonna
ain't probably
change
playing in
those,
that ugly stadium.
those alarm clock numbers that they got on the side.
Look, James Winston, you're not worth Tom Brady money. Goodbye.
He's gone.
Goodbye. You're nothing.
Pick six machine.
If there was a pick 9, he would probably throw a pick 9.
He would. If he played in the XFL, I'm sure he'd be able
Oh
to.
my God. If he played the
That
XFL,
might be his future.
Actually, if he played in the XFL, I think he would be the best quarterback there.
Probably, absolutely, yeah. He would eat them alive.
Those XFL players are college players, let's be honest.
Yeah, the college players that didn't make it.
Yeah.
And they're still really good.
You remember like a high school, A and B team? The B team is equivalent to XFL.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
It's all the
definitely.
people who are like, we see you.
Yeah, a lot of them are people that got hurt or whatever.
There's a story of an XFL. I think it's a running back or wide receiver. He's had like 4 ACL tears.
Jesus.
At that point,
Bro, you need to get a job where you don't have to stand up.
You just need to get a job. Okay,
Work at Costco like everybody else that doesn't make it to the NFL.
Because I don't know what to tell you, man. You know what's coming. You know what's coming.
Now, you want to talk about dynamic. Tom Brady is going to be playing with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
And Mike Evans.
Now, that's going to be ridiculous.
Mike Evans is 6'6". I think so. He's 6'6".
Man, oh man.
You want
oh,
to know
man.
what Tom Brady would have done with his 6'6" receiver in New England? What he already have done. He would have won another Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more for him to do.
Oh my God, you know what?
Honestly, if I'm Tom Brady, I almost want to leave New England out of boredom. Like, I'm bored of winning these Super Bowls. It's like playing a game on easy.
Exactly, on rookie.
Like, eventually you're like, man, I'm beating the game. I'm beating this team 108.
You want to almost turn it to Hall of Fame mode, right?
Just to see if they can come back.
Probably
But
still won't.
probably
Let's
not.
be honest, they probably still
That's
won't.
kind of what he's doing going to the Buccaneers.
He's playing on Hall of Fame mode right now.
We're going to get to see him play the Saints twice a year, which means we're going to get to see the 2 best quarterbacks of this generation play twice a year, which is honestly fun. I'm excited about that.
That's amazing, actually. I'm ready for that. Next subject, I want to talk about, your favorite team. What do you think the Redskins' future holds, or what do you think they need to do, to help whatever they're going through?
So, honestly, right now, it's kind of obvious the Redskins are going through a rebuild. And it pains me to say that it feels like we've been going through a rebuild my entire life as a fan. Pretty much since the '91 season when we won our last Super Bowl, it's been bad. I think we've made the playoffs less than 5 times in that time span, and we're going through a hard rebuild right now. I think Dwayne Haskins maybe needs a year or 2 to fully develop. I don't think he had a bad season last year, despite what the numbers will say. If you watch,
What did he throw, like 14-7 or something like that?
yeah, he didn't. It wasn't terrible. He looked a lot better toward the end of the season. The last few games, he looked like more of a complete quarterback. And then you have Terry McLaurin, who's also from Ohio State. So they already have that rapport built. Scary Terry led the team in touchdowns. He's a really good receiver, honestly. He's very underappreciated because he played on a team that won 2 games. If he would have played with the Seahawks, he would have looked a lot better, having Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll designing his offense. But honestly, man, as a rookie quarterback, rookie receiver who had to change head coaches throughout in the middle of the season, I mean, that's tough. And our defense, honestly, was a lot. They underperformed a lot. They did not do as well as I wanted them to. But we've made some additions this year, especially a head coach. He's brought in a lot of his cabinet, if you want to call it that. So I think we're going to do a little bit better next year. With the state of this NFC East division, who knows what's going to happen? It's not a good division. It looked bad last year, but Daniel Jones is going to get better. Carson Wentz is going to be healthy at the start of the season, and the Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys. It's going to be a coin toss every week for them.
Hot take right now. I think Christian McCaffrey should have won the MVP.
It's hard for a non-quarterback to win the MVP. It is. But the man caught for 1,000 yards and ran for 1,000 yards. Now that is ridiculous. That is a crazy stat.
That is more than just a crazy stat. That's almost like you're playing a game, right? It's like you're playing Madden almost, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible what he did on the field. Christian McCaffrey, if you're seeing this right now, thank you. Thank you for making me, believe that, records could still be broken, and you were phenomenal,
The dude is jacked. Have you seen his muscles?
Pictures and stuff?
Yeah, like of him just carrying the ball. That dude has biceps on his biceps.
I wouldn't want to tackle him.
Hell no. Hell no.
Let's be honest. I was a wide receiver in my high school days. I wouldn't want to tackle anybody. Yeah.
Especially not that dude.
Never him. I would be one of those guys to try to tackle him and I'll fall before he actually comes to me.
Arm tackle him.
And then blame like the ground or something.
Oh yeah, the turf got my cleats.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I got turf toe or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, talk about the Cowboys then. We talked about the Redskins.
You know, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I feel like, you know, Dak Prescott is not the one. I just feel like, yeah, he can throw a couple of completions, but the one thing, if you actually watch him, is he cannot throw downfield. That's his big thing. Downfield, you know, that's where the money is, you know. You throw downfield for those big, spectacular plays, you know, things like you watched, you know, previous Cowboys quarterbacks, Tony Romo, Tony Romo deserved to get all the money that he deserved. Why? He came out there, did everything that everybody said he couldn't do, you know? And he got, you know, messed up because of, you know, his career got tainted a little because of that Dez Bryant catch, you know, which was actually ruled
Football karma.
Which was ruled a catch, you know? Like,
It was football karma.
we think that, you know, Tony Romo as a Cowboys player, let's say he went to any other team, he would have won a Super Bowl. That's all I can say.
You can't say that. Because, honestly, before the year with that Dez catch, whatever you want to call it, he had, 2008 was the season that the Patriots won the Super Bowl. Cowboys went 13-3. That might be the best Cowboys team I've ever seen.
You know, I don't think record means they're the best team.
It's not just about the record. That was a stat team, especially offensively. Tony Romo, Terrell Owens, they had a duo at running back.
Marion Barber.
Yeah, Marion Barber, and then the other dude.
What's his name? Deshaun
Choice.
Oh my gosh, that man.
Miles Austin,
beast.
I mean, that was a great team.
Beast.
As much I hate them. I hate the Cowboys, but that was a good team.
That was their year.
I think it was, but unfortunately, it was also
the Patriots year.
Giants year. If we're gonna really talk about
it was the Giants year.
I mean,
that came off of a catch. That came off of one catch. That, let's be honest.
Hey man,
if that ball was thrown 100 times,
Patriots cheated that year.
If that ball was thrown 100 times, he would have caught it one time. That was the one time that he caught it.
Who was it that caught that? Mario Manningham?
I don't even
know
who
that was.
I don't know. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know the guy.
But the Patriots ended up getting their revenge against the Falcons. All the time later.
Let's talk about. That's the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Worst? That was the best.
That's the worst.
It was the biggest 23-point comeback.
You are in a position to beat the Patriots.
Not just beat the Patriots. They were smashing the Patriots.
You were in a position to beat the Patriots. And the third quarter comes around and you forget how to play football. That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That's just about as bad as James Harden beating the Clippers after they were down 3-1. That's disgusting. Yeah. That is disgusting.
If the Clippers were, champions.
The Clippers were awesome. The Clippers were an awesome team. Down 3-1, they lose. They're up 3-1 and they lose to James Harden. Which, shout out to James Harden. He's a pretty good player. That doesn't happen. No.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a cheat code.
Yes.
That right there, if anyone had doubts about him being the best quarterback of all time, that game
showed you.
He's the best.
He's the best.
Not Peyton, not Drew.
And we have a lot of people you could count, you know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning, like you said, Drew Brees.
Go ahead, think of another quarterback.
We could talk about Matt Ryan.
Joe Montana.
We talk about Matt Ryan. He's good. Matt Ryan's good. I don't know.
He's good.
Does Super Bowl?
I don't think he's in the same conversation.
Does because you win a Super Bowl make you better than everybody else?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Or else we'd be talking about Phillip Rivers right now.
Oh my God,
That is a disappointing career.
That guy can just. Oh man, if I'm a Chargers fan, I'm not a Chargers. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
How can you see how many good teams they had to just get beat by the
Melvin
Steelers
Gordon,
and the Patriots?
Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, and you don't win a playoff game? No, I don't care who's in your division. You have those two people, you should win every game.
We're missing a pretty important running back, aren't we? For the Chargers?
It was Melvin Gordon and
There was an earlier one, I don't know.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT.
Oh my God, you didn't win.
Wasted LaDainian Tomlinson and Phillip Rivers' careers. Thank you, San Diego.
Thank you, San Diego.
Thank you for ruining that.
For doing something, I
You
guess.
just had to beat Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady. One time.
One time. Just for one time, for 1 year, and you never would have.
And you could have done it. You could have done it. But they didn't.
But they did. You know, let me ask you a question. If you were a GM for your favorite team, what would be your move? What would be your moves to change it all right now?
To fix.
To fix what you got going on.
Well, I can't fire my boss. So Dan Snyder has to keep his job. If I become the GM today, I'd say the first thing I do is free up some cap space.
What does that mean? That means a lot.
We just signed a lot of free agents.
Who are you gonna let go?
Honestly,
Any names?
I wanted Josh Norman gone. He's gone already. So Josh Norman leaving the team frees up a lot of money. Honestly, we don't have a lot tied up in super expensive players anymore. A lot of them have left. I would trade Trent Williams. I think the fact they're asking for a second-round pick is abhorrent, is disgusting. He's worth a first-round pick. He's not going to play another down for the Redskins. But he is... People overvalue first-round picks because a first-round draft pick has a 50% chance of starting in the NFL after a season.
And it also has a 50% chance of being the best player or the worst player.
Exactly. But the way that I see it, Trent Williams is a definite starter. He's maybe even an all-pro at his position. He's probably going to make a Pro Bowl at his position. He's worth more than a second-round pick. At this point, the Redskins are just trying to get rid of him. I feel like we've really squandered the careers of a few players, especially Ryan Kerrigan. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I respect the hell out of that guy for sticking with us for so long, but if I were him, I would have won it off the ship a long time ago. If I were the GM, I'm not really sure, man. I feel like they're making good moves right now. I can't really disagree with a lot of what they've done. They fired Bruce Allen. They released Josh Norman, or at least didn't re-sign him. That's really the two big moves that I wanted. I want them to draft Chase Young this year. I hope they don't do something stupid and draft a quarterback after spending their last first-round pick on a quarterback, which I'm terrified is going to happen. They definitely might do that. But definitely draft Chase Young. This is a wide receiver-rich draft. You might even get a receiver the second round. And then got a couple good safeties now. Feel like maybe draft a corner or something, some secondary later in the draft. And then just fill up the ranks on our line, because that's where the game is won, and people get injured like crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if you're the GM of the Vikings, what do you do?
Kirk Cousins is gone.
He's gone.
Immediately. I stepped into office today, Kirk Cousins is gone immediately.
Well, you can definitely trade him in this market.
Because I can name you 5 quarterbacks who are still better than him that I could pay.
Definitely.
You know, and I'm confused.
Definitely.
Why are you paying this guy so much? Who? Is it because he said you like that? I'm confused. Because I don't like it. Okay? I don't like it. I'm tired of it. You simply can't beat a team that's 500. I'm disappointed in that. We had Brett Favre. We have Dante Culpepper. We have Teddy Bridgewater. All these quarterbacks can beat a team that's over 500. Kirk Cousins comes in, and we're kicking everybody's butt who's under 500. But when it comes to a 500 team or above, it's somehow the hardest game in the world.
It's disgusting. We have the same problem in Washington.
I'm way more disgusted than I should be. I think that's the only move I would make. You know, they let go of Stephen Diggs. I understand. You know, sometimes he is a crybaby. You know, if it's the playoffs, I don't think you should be crying about not getting the ball. You know, like, dude, you're obviously a threat. Like, you know, keep pushing. Keep doing it, you know? You know, shout out to Stephen Diggs because I love you. You know, I love you. Minneapolis, you know, the miracle, you know, I love you. You know, you've made me become so much more of a Vikings fan than will ever be. You know, he was that good. You know, now we have Dalvin Cook who, choo-choo, you know what I'm saying, is a train. And he's going to run through anybody. You know, line him up, he'll run through him. I promise you. I'll put $100 on it.
Dalvin Cook is a reliable back when he's on the field.
Yeah, but you have a receiver who's a crybaby. I understand why you trade him. You don't need that for your offense. You know, and that's what I'll do. I'll just get rid of Kirk Cousins. That's about it. You know, but you know, he's okay. You know, everybody says like, oh, he went 10-6 his second year playing with us. That's not good. But,
whenever he came in, and it was 13-3 before he got there.
Exactly.
With Case Keenum.
13-3, Case Keenum. And you're telling me you wanted Kirk Cousins.
Were they 8-8 with him the first year?
8-8, and then 10-6.
10-6 ain't gonna win you a Super Bowl, man. 10-6 will win you some fans. 10-6 ain't, that's not a Super Bowl winning record. Most of the time. Most of the time you get knocked out by those 12-4 teams. 13-3 teams. You know, you gotta win 11-12 games in today's league.
Give it up for the Chiefs. You guys are very good this year. You guys.
Yeah, and they look like they're gonna keep being good.
Yeah.
I don't think they've lost very many pieces at all. They lost a safety for the Redskins, but other than that, they're still looking tip top. That offense is still.
The Chiefs are pretty good. Chiefs are pretty good.
They were as good as they were this year, and they did not even have their star quarterback for part of the season.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins was hurt for part of the season. Kareem Hunt was hurt. Or no, Tyreek Hill, my bad, was hurt for part of the season.
Kareem Hunt plays for the Browns.
For the Browns.
Yeah, he went over there to die.
Yes, so did OBJ.
Oh my gosh.
Now I gotta say, the Browns are probably my biggest disappointment of the season. I was really looking forward to watching them this year.
Jarvis Landry, OBJ, Kareem Hunt,
Now,
Baker Mayfield.
that being said, watch out for Baker Mayfield to have a revenge tour this year, man.
Oh my gosh.
This happens a lot. Sophomore slump is a term for a reason.
You're right.
So I think he's gonna come back. He's gonna have a good season.
Yeah, what are they gonna go? 8-8? That's a good season for the Browns.
For the Browns, yeah, that's a great
Super Bowl,
season, basically. I know that a couple of years ago, Browns fans would have been dying for 8-8 to be where they are now.
You're right. Switch up the topic a little. Let's talk about the NBA. You know, they're not playing no more games. How do you feel about that?
I don't know how they're going to handle the playoffs. I don't know how they're going to handle finishing the season up. You have a big storyline in LeBron James, and you can't just leave us on a cliffhanger like that, because the way he's been playing this year he's been terrorizing the league, and the Lakers look like they're going to make the playoffs for the first time in a few years, and not only are they going to make the playoffs, but it looks like whoever they play those first couple rounds, they're going to destroy. And there's not a lot of teams in the league I could see beating the Lakers in a 7-game series. I think the Clippers are one of them, and I think maybe the Rockets, if they can, hit a stride before they played them. But outside of that, in the Western Conference, there's not a team that can hold a candle to the Lakers. And then you look on the other side of that coin. Giannis Antetokounmpo. That dude is He's magnificent.
You know, we're not even going to talk about the 1 seeds. Let's talk about the 1 seeds last. Let's talk about the 8 seeds.
The ones that were just there.
Who might be the 8 seeds?
Like the Pelicans and the
The
Grizzlies.
Pelicans were looking like they were actually a basketball team now.
Yeah, Zion comes in and now they look
And
competitive.
they look like they're balling. I don't understand. And the Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant. What is?
Yeah.
Where did this dude come from?
These players are turning these teams who were nothing last year.
To something.
Yes. And it's fun to watch.
No, it's totally fun to watch. And you know what? I love watching John Morant play.
That dude is intense. And I was really looking forward to the Grizzlies and the Lakers playing just to see John Morant dunk or something on LeBron and get up in his face or
Just one
do
time.
his John Morant
Just
thing.
one time. Or Zion. I would have loved to see Zion.
Oh,
I actually
man.
would have loved to see Zion.
I just
do
love
it.
seeing someone that weighs 300 pounds be able to jump 50 inches in the air.
Yeah.
That
That
shit's
is-
terrifying.
That is
That's some stuff you'd read about in
a comic book.
folklore or a comic
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. He is a freak. He's kind of like Charles Barkley. You see,
Way better, man. You guys, man, the comparisons are drawn up. Charles Barkley was a great player, let's be honest. But he didn't play in a time where on the same court there's somebody like LeBron James.
Michael Jordan.
It was Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. There's nobody like, nowadays we're playing with we're playing with the LeBron James. We're playing with the Lillard. We're playing with the Luka.
Russell Westbrook.
We're playing with Russell Westbrook, James Harden. We're playing with
people that
Brandon
were buried
Ingram.
them back then.
Literally, these names you're hearing would have absolutely shattered some of these players back then. Basketball right now, because of what's going on with all this other nonsense. Man, we're on so many cliffhangers. Us as basketball fans, we don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's sad. It's the same with the NHL. It's sad. There's all these teams that have been fighting and clawing this whole season, and for what?
For what?
What are we gonna get out of
For
this?
what? We might get nothing.
Myself?
We might get nothing. I might get nothing for my team being the number 1 seed in the league.
Forget us. Think about how LeBron feels.
Oh my god.
He comes back after having an injury-plagued season and is literally terrorizing the league.
being the greatest player
Is
ever.
willing this team to being the best team in the league. They
Shout out to
beat the
Kyle
Bucks.
Kuzma. Shout out to Kyle Kuzma.
They beat Milwaukee. They beat the Clippers. And then the season gets canceled.
And then let's talk about conspiracy.
All right, Rudy Gobert. It may have been an inside job. I mean, Rudy Gobert may have been a spy.
I think it's an inside job. He's from France. We can't trust those people.
No.
Can't
Any
trust.
country that has 7 words for surrender and eats snails for breakfast, I don't trust them.
I don't know if France people eat snails for breakfast, but
I'm sure they do.
anybody from Europe, we just gotta watch out. You know what I'm saying? Let's name some of the people from Europe we have to watch out for.
Hitler,
Hitler.
Osama bin Laden,
Osama.
Chef Boyardee,
Well, he's from Italy, right?
probably. It might be New York.
You saw that one commercial where like that can was rolling and it rolled into somebody's house?
Yeah.
I would have kicked that can right back.
I don't trust that.
I'm not trusting a can that rolls into my house.
That's a too smart can right there.
That's a can with a brain.
We don't need cans with brains.
No, we don't. We eat canned noodles, okay? That's what we eat.
Yeah, we need to just not trust anything from Europe. I don't trust Rudy Gobert. I don't trust France. I just don't trust like
Let's
that.
be honest, he wasn't averaging 20 and 10, so is he really even a basketball player at that point, at a center? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel bad for Donovan, right, Mitchell. I feel bad for him. He was good, you know what I'm saying? And, I love the Jazz. They have a lot of players that I actually like,
They're pretty fun to watch.
Jordan Clarkson, They have Joe Ingles, who's probably, and I'll say this, the best white boy we've ever seen come in the league. This dude is cold. You know, they have a couple of other people. I think they still have Derek Favors. I don't know. They're still good. You know, they're good without Rudy Gobert. Why not just take him out? You know. But all of a sudden, all these new cases start coming in.
Yeah, now Kevin Durant sees that the coronavirus is winning, so he switches sides.
He's probably on the coronavirus side right now because
Yeah,
he wants to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know where he's going next. Let's be honest. You know, he might go to the XFL next just to win a championship over there. I don't know.
Honestly, he'd probably be pretty good.
Let's be honest. He'll probably get injured.
Yeah,
And then-
it's probably a little bit too long. Just
Yeah,
get snapped.
Just snapped.
Mhm.
Like a Twix or something.
Yeah, like a left Twix.
He's definitely a left Twix.
Yeah. Team right Twix over here.
Like a right Twix would be like, you know, LeBron James, you know, Zion, you know what I'm saying? But like a left Twix for Kevin Durant's there. That's about it.
That's
That's
all I have
that's
to
the
say
only
about that
left Twix person I know in my whole
Yeah,
life.
left Twix ass bitch.
Let's talk about. Oh, this is gonna be tough right now. This is gonna be tough.
All right.
Out of all sports, who is the greatest sports player ever who came in and dominated?
Now, there's a lot of names we could throw out, but the one that I have to say is Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky. The man has more assists than anybody else has points.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. I mean, the dude had a 200-point season. How? The guy would score 60 goals and get 120 assists. The guy just put pucks into the net. Now, there are a lot of other athletes that you could say are equally as dominant. Michael Jordan is a good one. Michael Jordan played the game differently than anybody had ever seen before. And
Let's talk about it. Michael Jordan played with nobody who else was Michael Jordan. Nobody else was Michael
there were
Jordan.
other good players.
There was not other good
But there were
players.
no Michael Jordans.
Let's be honest. Their other players were all right. Made you watch the NBA because they were in it. But Michael Jordan would literally destroy everybody. And if he lost to a team, you know for sure he's coming back and beating the shit out of that team.
Yeah.
He will put a personal vendetta against that team. I will
How
have
many
to say.
championships did he win?
I would have to say he won 6.
6.
Yeah, he actually, fun fact, never lost a finals game.
I'm sure he lost a game in the finals.
He lost a game in the
Never
finals.
lost a finals.
But never lost a finals. Never. Every time he went to the finals, he won.
Now that's impressive.
That's incredible, except for the year that he went to go play baseball, which was the dumbest thing you could have ever done, Michael Jordan. No, you ain't Bo Jackson, okay? You ain't. Did Deion Sanders do it?
No.
Deion Sanders played. Did he?
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
I'm not sure.
I think Deion Sanders.
Jamie,
played.
pull that up.
We don't have a Jamie. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have anyone pulling up our info. This is all
hot
on
takes.
us.
This is crazy. I would say Tom Brady,
Tom Brady.
greatest sports player of all time.
Now, the man took a city that was sad when he got there. A city that hadn't won a championship, and since the Celtics had done it, you know, they had really only had the Celtics there in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady gets in, and he wins 6 championships. Now, when he came into the league, the most championships that a team had was 5. There were multiple teams that had that many.
Mm-hmm.
He comes into the Patriots and single-handedly makes them the most winningest franchise in NFL history.
That's the greatest player ever in anything. I don't care.
And not only did he win 6, he took them to 3 more and lost. He still went to 9
Let's
Super Bowls.
talk about the ones that he lost to. The Saints. They had to do
He
an
didn't lose to
onside.
the Saints.
What did you?
That was the
Colts.
the Colts lost to the
Colts
Saints.
lost to the
The
Saints.
Patriots lost to the
To
Giants,
the Giants
twice,
twice.
and then they lost to the Seahawks.
Off of a fluke catch, one of them.
Yeah, one of them was off of a fluke catch,
That will probably never ever happen again.
which is what makes it so great. But I hate the Giants, so I was rooting for the Patriots that day. They lost again to the Giants, and then they lost to the Seahawks.
Which Russell Wilson, he was bound to win one.
Yeah,
Because he was that good.
yeah. Russell Wilson is great.
He's a great quarterback.
He needed to give him a Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's a nice guy for letting him have that.
Very nice guy. I think he was one of those before the game. They were like, "Hey man, you gonna let me win?" And he's like,
I guess, but I got you next year.
"Yeah, I got you next year, but I'm gonna beat you next year."
And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Now I want to keep going on this. Babe Ruth, 711 home runs. Okay, in a time where center field was over 500 feet away, and the guy played most of his games drunk. And something that a lot of people don't realize about him, that I think actually is what makes him the best, is he had 321 seasons as a pitcher.
I want to say, I get drunk all the time, and I played baseball, with him. We went out to the field, we did a little pitch and, ball hitting.
A little
and-
fun,
Yeah, just playing. I couldn't imagine doing that drunk in front of fans. That's almost mind-blowing. For him to be drunk every time he comes onto the plate and smash the ball, it's incredible.
Yes, absolutely incredible.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? He better be in the
Yes.
Hall of Fame. He better be in all Hall of Fame. He better be in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Just put him in there.
Just because.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. You can't do that drunk.
No.
Give me your 5 Hall of Fame baseball players.
Just 5 random ones off the top of my head.
5 random baseball players that you think should be in the Hall of Fame, or that if you had a Hall of Fame, it would be for you.
So my top 5: Nolan Ryan, Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Ty Cobb, best hitter of all time. And if I were to do one more, gotta look out for my boy Adrian Beltre, who just retired. Gonna miss you in Texas, man. Gonna miss you in Texas. That's my 5. My number 5 probably, Adrian Beltre probably isn't in the exact same company as those
Yeah, I was
guys,
gonna say
but he is Hall of Fame.
he's more trash than all those other guys.
Yeah, like as good as he was, he's nowhere near as good as the other people I listed.
Oh no, not even a
Defensively, one of the best
not
third
even a
basemen of all
sniff.
time.
Look, let's be honest. We don't
Career average
look,
of
look,
300.
we don't care about defensive nothing. Okay,
It's baseball. We do care. We do care.
You
in
care?
Baseball.
you care?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 2 defensive. Give me 2 defensive players. that
Johnny
went into
Bench, Pudge Rodriguez.
No. Oh,
10 Gold Gloves apiece.
Jesus, that's a lot of gold gloves.
Well, Johnny Bench played for the Big Red Machine. Pudge never won a World Series with the Rangers, but he did with the Florida Marlins.
Let's ask you guys a question. If you didn't win the big stage, do you guys think that players should be in the Hall of Fame? Leave your answer down in the comments. We want to know what you think, because I personally think no, it shouldn't be.
If you don't win, like if you're Phillip Rivers
Yeah.
and you don't win a Super Bowl,
But you throw for 70 million yards.
I think that's a good question. I think we'll leave it to our viewers to decide. And all right, tune into Random Thoughts. Thank you for listening, and
We're
talk
out.
to you guys later.